course, little miss has to knock over a barrel. You know, that's what they do. It's a really nice morning. I'm enjoying a bit of coffee with the horses, and I thought maybe a few of you would want to hang out, watch the horses play a little bit. And on this really nice day. Grace Horses is here. Hello. I might just move this camera a smidge here. I think I might move it over this way a bit. And bear with me as I modify the tripod. Amanda's here. Hello, Amanda. And Roddy's Rules. Good morning. It's morning here. I don't know what time it is for everybody else, but we've got morning. Just a second longer here. Sort this out. Something like that. Kim's here. Hello, Kim. And Amy over in Alberta. All right. I think I've got it. Oh, it's a little off. Let's see. Let's do that. That's not bad, right? That'll do. Gary's here. Hello, Gary. Yeah, watching horses with coffee. Got a bit of chores done. Check some horses out. I'm just going to sit down and relax for a few minutes. And, well, I'd been asked a few times to hurry up and put a live stream up, and I said, sure, why not? Let's do it. So here we are. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Strashnaya is here from Texas. Who else is here? Dagmar's here. Good. Grace is over in Ireland. That's cool. I went to Ireland a bunch of years ago. Stayed for 10 days. I really liked it. Love the castles. Castles are so cool. Drove all over the place, rented a car, and just drove everywhere. How big is the arena? The arena is, it's about 80 feet wide and 180-ish feet long. Oh, Yoka's telling Mr. Wild where to go and how to get there. Let's zoom in on them a little bit. Way over there. Little Miss is so cute. She goes up on her back feet all the time. What about Rocky's mom, aka G-Ma, is here. Good morning. Amy's getting coffee. Shelly's here from California. Hello. Yeah, the arena is 80-ish by 180-ish. It's not precise. It's real close to that. It's good enough to be 80 by 180-ish. So, when I built it for the maximum amount of space that I could put aside for it, for the space that was here at the time. And it's plenty big. The deciding factor on width really was the boys are over here getting off, is the property line, which you can see just beyond the arena, where it kind of goes into a grassy area. It's a little bit higher. That's the neighbor's property, and then the other limitation was that big cedar tree there that Yoka's standing at right now, and I could either, it's fine, 80 feet's plenty. Carrie's here from Alabama. Hello, Carrie. And Agatha from Poland. Lunar's Ma from Seattle. Hello. And also from Seattle, maybe Mads. That's a funny name. Suzette's here from Texas. 2 people from Texas. Gma says she's got hog fuel where she boards. Hog fuel sucks. Hog fuel is borderline the worst material I could think of to use at all, anywhere for horses. Just trash. I think that it's not even worth it if it's free, you know, because somehow you got to get rid of it one day, and that'll cost money. It just never goes away. It stays forever. Hog fuel almost never breaks down. It takes years and years and years to finally break down. And partway through that, it just turns to mush and mud and just, ugh. Horses roll in it, and you're like, ugh. What's hog? Hog fuel. I'm guessing you're asking what's hog fuel. Hog fuel is chips of usually cedar. Cedar chips. Like chunks. It's like bark mulch. Yeah, pretty much. It's just garbage. If Puffcat's here, good morning. Yeah. It's bark mulch essentially, but chunkier sometimes and sometimes not. Let's see what the boys are doing. Just hanging out. They seem to be staying away from whatever's going on. Oh, Mr. Wild's jumping on top. Yoko says, go for it. Jeez. Kick him. Yeah. Sand is way better. Sand is superior, obviously. Gravel. Oh, there's a fight. Just a little bit. Yoko says, I've had it with your chewing. Stop chewing on me. Stop. Get over here. Okay. He won't abide by the method of operation requested. Either way, yeah, sand and gravel's best. Dirt can be a okay second if you don't have a lot of rain. You can go with dirt, obviously. Depending on if it's an indoor or outdoor as well. Yeah. If it's outdoor, sand is best because it'll drain. And there's two types of sand. There's a comment that says we have sand, but it's a fine type that gets slippery when it rains. Yes. That's called an unwashed sand. So an unwashed sand holds water really well because it's full of really fine particulate. And a washed sand, which is what we have here, is slightly more expensive, but they wash out all the really fine particulate so it doesn't hold water nearly as well. I mean, it still holds it a bit, but it drains through quite nicely. The particles of sand allow the water to go through. So, in my opinion, the best is sand. And you can get a sand rubber composite material as well, or footing as well, and it allows a little more drainage, but it's so much more expensive, and the little rubber bits and pieces, they end up floating when it rains enough, so you lose it, you know, if it kind of gets in a puddle sort of thing. And Yoko's not going to put up with this biting for much longer. She is going to whack him one or leave. Here she comes. Probably zoom out a little, shouldn't I? So, that's arena footing for you. Hog fuel is just the absolute. It's cheap, so a lot of people will do it because it's cheap. I haven't moved the water bucket. The water bucket's still over in this corner. Luke's guarding it. I'm just kidding. Hog fuel is super cheap to buy. Usually, you can sometimes get it for free. Like some people just want to get rid of it, but I guess what they call the higher quality or better stuff costs a bit of money. Very cheap though in comparison to sand. But you pay for it in the long run. You pay heavy for it in the long run, in my opinion. So this sand arena's been here for 6 years now, and I don't have to do anything. I just harrow it sometimes, and every few years I put in a little bit more sand because there's a grade to it, and everything runs out when it rains really, really hard. So I have to put in a little more sand. But other than that, it's great. Question that came in: how old do I usually get my horses? I don't have a age that I get my horses, so I don't know if that answers that. Okay, where are we? I gotta go back up into the comments now. Okay, how's the trail coming along? Says Amanda. And Amanda Nelson is here from KC, wherever that is. How's the trail coming along? Slow. It's been raining. When it's raining, it's muddy. Can't work in the mud. That's the problem with around here, which is why I'm making the trail, so I don't have to worry about mud anymore. Nope, Luke's gonna get it. She says, I'll kick you. I'll kick you now. Right now. Luke just chews on her a bit until she finally moves off. Oh, or he does, one or the other. And that's that. Yeah, so the trail is slow. It's still coming. I mean, I'm still clearing. I'm still trying to get it ready. But the majority of the work has to be done with an excavator. So I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. You know, purchasing an excavator is an option with the idea that I would sell it for almost the same price I got it. Hopefully. Or a little less even then, but renting is pricey. That's why when I try to rent, I rent for 5 days and then I just spend 10 hours a day sitting in an excavator doing stuff. But I hate that because I don't get anything else done. And I'm exhausted at the end of the day from doing it. Mr. Wild's going to get kicked. Yep, almost. Oh, everybody's in the way now. So, yeah, you know, what do? Get an excavator, sell it when you're done, but be able to casually use it. Or rent and then just go hard. I don't know. Either way, it's too wet. So there's the trail update. So I've been busy doing other stuff, obviously. Sparky Bacon is here. Good morning. Birds are nice. Yoko's hair is really poofy. It does. It flows. It was windy yesterday and her hair was just everywhere. It was so cute. Dottie's here from Massachusetts. Hello, good morning. Tanya's here from Yorkshire, or Yorkshire, I wonder. I'm going to call it Yorkshire, just so it sounds really Canadian. In England. These 5 are interesting. I sometimes will just have these 3 boys and little Miss and Yoko just to see. Little Miss kind of gets pushed around here and there, but she's learning, sort of yelling at the boys, whatnot. Yoko usually steps in and sorts things out, and then generally the boys just end up playing. So it's kind of fun. Ellen's here from Illinois. Good morning. Loves watching the horses. Grace says, my trainer has a sand arena and it rains a lot. It's built on a hill, so we get puddles along the bottom. Yeah. Rain sucks. Patricia's here from the Netherlands. Good morning. Or it's morning for me, whatever it is for you over on the other side of the planet. Is Yoka in heat? Probably. Is Gracie your horse? Says Stacy. Gracie is my horse. Yeah. Unfortunately. Don't say that. Okay. Those naughty water. Yeah. Kim's here from Pennsylvania. Loves the peace and energy. Excellent. Kim says, how's the baby? Baby's good. Doing really well. I have a video coming out probably today. Give you guys an update on what's happening. It's real quick. So everything's good. No cliffhangers here. Everything's great. She's doing great. I just want to follow up with a bit of information. Amy says, how do you tell when horses want to go in the arena or when they're done playing and want to go back to the paddock to eat? Good question. Great question. So, when I go around to do my morning horsey check, I see who comes and checks in with me. And if they kind of hang out near the gate, or they come talk to me quite a bit, then generally you can take a good guess that they're fine to come out and play. If they sort of stare at their food a lot, or if they've had an empty bag for a little while or something like that, I might tend to make sure to, like, if they've run out of food for some reason, they made a hole in the hay bag and they chewed it all up and they're done at 2 o'clock in the morning or something, then I'll probably just wait on them. I'll give them a little food so they have something in their tummy, because we don't want horses running around with empty tummies. It's bad for their stomach. Only I think it's about 2/3 of the stomach is protected, so when the acid sloshes around on an empty tummy, it's quite painful, causes ulcers. That's why a lot of horses are so cinchy and grumpy, because they're starving. Well, meaning that they don't have anything in their stomach because they ran out at 10 o'clock at night because they got a flake or two. Anyway, so if they run out and they look like they want to kind of get a bit more food, I'll do that. So that's going the out way. Coming back in, when they want to come in, they generally come up to the gate. There's times I'll go in to go get them and they'll sort of walk away from me a little bit. Depending on my day, I might just let them wander around some more. But plenty of times they just wait and stand, and I go get them, and then they know, and we get to go in. And they've already been out for a few hours and had their socializing and playtime and co-grooming, and they're good. You're like, let's go eat, because yeah, this is an arena. It's not a pasture, right? As many people note. So they don't eat while out here. They don't compete for food while out here. They just socialize. They just, talk to each other a lot. Ooh, Mr. Wild's got a little miss. All to himself. That's okay. He's gotten his fair share of kicks from her. So don't sweat it. Like that. She's the most adorable. Great exercise for everybody. They got to move around, not just sauntering around munching on food. They come out to get exercise. This is like going to the gym. So whenever anybody asks me, well, how come they're not in a pasture playing? It's like, well, this is the gym. My horses come to the gym. Although these guys are just standing around the water cooler, But a lot of times they play, and then if they are not playing enough, then I go play. And sometimes I just play. Oh, Missy's got to go. Hi, Missy. Bye, Missy. TT here's from Spain. Hello. Paul, what? I just stood all those up. Knocked over another barrel. Polly's here. Hello. Kim says, how did the vet check go for baby? I did a video about that. It went well. All good. She's healthy, happy. What's Roni doing? Interesting movement out of him. Oh, what's going to happen here? What? What? That was unexpected. So actually, on that question of like, how do you know horses want to go or something? I'd left Lena eating. So she's still over there right now, right? But I'll probably go get her pretty soon here and chuck her in. So that's a good question. It's variable. I don't have an absolute set of rules per se, but I kind of watch to see what I think they're thinking. I could be wrong. You never know, right? Yeah, Don is here from Germany. Hello. Mad Duck 23 says, someday that's going to be my life too. Oh yeah? Well, it's not all sitting around drinking coffee. Hazel's here from the UK in Surrey. There is a sister city here in BC called Surrey. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but it is I believe it's a sister city. They're actually called that. We actually have a couple of sister cities. Little Mrs. Color has changed. She's getting lighter. Yeah. Yeah. Donna says, I like to watch your videos. You're nice to the horses. I try. Harl CC says, hello. Hello, good morning. Tanya says, Gracie's special. Definitely special. She says, she's special, all right. Especially a pain in the butt. Oh, off they go again. The two youngins getting some energy out. That's good. Look Look at that collected canter. You guys see that? Little collected kind of, not Little Miss, but Mr. Wild there. He's looking sharp. It's a hoppy skippy horse today. Very playful. She can't get Roni to play. He's too serious for that business. There we go. Ah, they're so much fun. This is just, if this, somebody said, who said that? It's going to be your life. Oh, great. Believe me, it is fun. It's enjoyable to be around in person. You guys have to watch it on the screen currently, but if you can get involved in this kind of thing, it is really cool. Kick 'em. Ooh. She's got to make a right-hand turn. There we go. She's out. She yells at Roni. Roni says, "That's enough of that." Luke's a little lazy today, eh? What am I going to do about this guy? All right, moving on. What else we got in here? Chris S. is here. Hello. Wow. She won't stop jumping around. That's good. Holy cow. What a load of fun she is today. Roni's moving in to chew on Mr. Wild's neck. Nom nom nom. Roni seems kind of inept at playing, Sometimes he kind of half gets it and then not quite. Must be nap time for Luke. All right, moving on. Let's see. Patricia says your horses are lucky to live with you. I hope so. They are standing at the water bucket. It's true, they are. Sam is here. Hello, Sam. First time catching live. That's cool. Dottie says, where's the star of the show? She's right in the middle there, the little white one. Gracie. Gracie's in her paddock. Last time she was out, she kicked Little Miss, and I thought, I don't want that, so I left her in this time. Kicked her in the bum. No big deal. But she just doesn't seem... Having her beside her has caused Gracie some worry, it seems. And so, it's not that they don't have to kind of get it out a little bit when they socialize, but I just don't... It's not enjoyable to watch. So, I put her separate with horses she gets along with a little better. Maybe Med says, do you do live streams often? I tried to. I did more before. Well, usually when the weather's better. It's got to, the weather's got to kind of be good because I have to be outside sitting here, and I don't want to sit in the rain or nothing. The horses don't really go out in the rain or nothing. So now that the weather's better, I'll do more live streams. But there's tons of them. If you look in the archives, if you look in the videos list and our live streams, there's tons. Yeah. Natalie's here from Vancouver, just up the road from here, 45 minutes or so. Love learning about BC wildies. That's cool. Thank you. Beth is here. Hello, Beth. Wonder if I could import a wildie into the US. Yeah, you probably can. Get a Coggins test and maybe a basic vet check. Make sure they're deloused, de-ticked. You'll probably be just fine. Well, Luke's down, as expected. He looked kind of sleepy from the get-go. Cora's here from the UK as well. Good morning. Grace says, how old is Mr. Wild? He is 5, coming in the next month. Marjorie's here from Taipei. Cool. I've been to Taipei. And it was neat. It was really neat. Yeah. Beanie Girl's here. Good morning. Suzette says, is 12 years old too old for a horse to begin riding? Absolutely not. Good morning, Teresa. Kathy's here from Canada. Oshawa, Ontario. How's the weather? My understanding it's snowing. A blizzard of some sorts over on the east side of Canada. It was chilly this morning, but we got beautiful weather now. I almost have to take my sweater off. Not trying to rub it in or nothing. Chris says, hard work as my Amish friend owns 8 horses, 6 Belgians and 2 Dutch saddlebreds. What are they doing kicking barrels around now? Look at that thing rolling away. Horses. Picture's a bit fuzzy for Hazel. Could be your internet connection, could be mine. It's a live stream, so it's kind of hard to get it great. Sparky Bacon. They even come up with that name. Little Mrs. Full of Beans. She is full of beans. It's awesome. She's a jumping bean, says Cora. Pat's here. Hello, Pat. Good afternoon. 84 in New York. I don't know what that is in Celsius. 15 or something? I don't know. Looks up. So, I don't know how exciting the horses are going to be from this point. Usually they sort of, when the sun's out like this, it's a really nice morning. They tend to take it easy. But we'll go grab Lena in a second here. Let me just work through any more questions. Gigi's here from Minnesota. Good morning. Marie's here. Good morning. I think they want you to play with them, says Pat. Maybe. I thought Gracie and Little Miss were getting along well. They were. Yeah, something changed. Yeah, something putting her next to her changed that a little bit or something. It's all right. If it was just the two of them, probably better, but you know, it's fine. Maddie's here from VA, whatever that is. I have a question. How long until Alon gets to join in the group? Well, it's going to be at least a week or two. And the reason is that I need to delouse her one more time because lice medicine, lice chemicals, whatever we want to call them, doesn't work on the eggs. So if she has any eggs on her, they'll have hatched over the week or two. And then before they can hatch more eggs, you delouse again. And it kills off all the live ones, and then there's no more eggs, no more lice. No more live lice. And so after that, because I don't want to have to figure out lice on all my horses. And lice don't transfer very well. They really have to you really got to be rubbing and sharing brushes. And what's happening here? Little Miss is chewing on his mane. Uh-oh, here comes Luke. Kick him! Oh, Yoka's moving in. That was weird, eh? Look at this poor guy. He looks like he just wanted to have some fun with getting his mane chewed on and... Uh-oh. Bam! Butt check. Oh. Watch out, buddy. Oh, he took a kick to the stomach. Maybe the chest area. Not a hard one. Here comes Roni to sort things out a little bit. Make sure he's proper learned his lesson with a drive-by. He's through at the water. I gotta move the water back. It's actually a pain to have it over here because I can't fill it with water. I don't have a hose that'll reach over there. Okay, moving on. Rhonda's here. Hello, Rhonda. And Angie. Good morning, everybody. Gretchen's here from Fla, which I know is Florida. The horse capital of Florida. Oh yeah, we're rainy. It's nice to see it's sunny. I thought it was always sunny in Florida. Of course, I'm Canadian, so what do I know? No one else had the name. I thought it was funky. Sparky Bacon says. It is funky. I like it. Little Miss is checking out everybody. She's actually doing really well. Her socialization skills are fantastic. I really like her. Epif. I don't know. EP1PH. I'm going to just say Epif. From Finland. Good morning. Well, good morning from here. VA is Virginia. Well, thanks. Now I know. I have become smarter. Thanks, Beth. Teresa. Mr. Wild is oushing his oikits. That's hilarious. His limits. Yeah. Teresa's from South Carolina. Good morning. Yoka seems testy. I would be too if I was her. You know, if you think about it. She's like, look, you need to follow the rules here, buddy. And he doesn't. You know, it's like, say you got an itchy back and somebody's like, I'll scratch it for you. And they scratch the wrong spot for a while. Like, it's the wrong spot. You're getting a punch. Crystal's here. Crystal Sherlyn is here from Colorado. Nice place to be. Been to Colorado. Liked it. Alex Bear is here. Hello, Alex. Alex makes fantastic art. Received a few drawings. So should definitely share those out. Those are wonderful. A wandering sub is here. Just want to let you know I'm loving your videos. Thanks. Amy's got to do taxes and groceries. Bye, Amy. Kara's here from South Carolina. And Incolescent says, fair about the wrong spot. It's true. You know, it's pain. I'm going to grab Lena now that I've made it through all your comments and questions. Let's zoom out a little bit. And I'll be right back. Okay, we've got Lena out. I might get Gracie. You know. There goes Roni following his girl. All right, let's see what we got for comments. Says love watching the horses from Florida. Alex says are on my Instagram. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's zoom in on these guys way out there. All right. Cher says, "Little miss your horse." No, she's not mine. She's here for training. Kelsey says, "Hope you're having a fantastic day with the herd." I am having a fantastic day, and with the herd, it's a great day today. Just lovely. So thank you. Kara says, "Is just dropping in to say hello from work." Don't own a horse yet, but learn it. It's a good idea. Learn first, get horse later. I, in fact, did almost the opposite, where I knew very little about horses, and I bought my first one just because I enjoyed riding, and I took lessons. And it actually did, when I did the math, I was taking enough lessons and spending enough time that it kind of turned out that I would be better off just purchasing a horse and boarding. So that's what I did. And then from there, it was a steep, steep learning curve. Yeah, even to this day, there's a lot of learning. Marilyn's here from Newfoundland, I guess. NFLD, I think it's Newfoundland. Sam says, do you think different breeds act in different ways? I also watch a Friesian horse channel and they act different. Yeah. I think there's, well, there's the really common saying like nature versus nurture. And nurture being sort of like the environment you create, the things you teach, the things you allow, the things you don't allow. Nature is just sort of genetics, breed, things like that. And I think that there is some nature and there's some nurture. So it's neither one or the other, but in fact both. And I do believe that breeds are different. Yeah, there are some that just have more energy, it seems, or some that seem to be a little lazier, or slower, or calmer, more level-headed, maybe. Hard to say. But I think the nurture part has more effect than nature. If I were to put weight on one or the other, like the environment that you create, the feeding practices that you have, the care that is provided, the training that is done, I think that has a greater effect than the biological. Yeah. But that said, though, yeah, absolutely, there are traits that you can find in breeds that define sort of what their habits might be or what they want to do. Everybody's down at the other end of the arena now. That's not as fun, is it? Hopefully it's clear for you guys, like the picture's really nice. It's a really common question, though. It's a great question to ask, Sam, where, you know, a lot of people that come here find the horses. I get a lot, like quite a few questions, and about how my horses act or why they do the things they do. Or, oh, Martine's here. Hello, Martine. You know, why are they well behaved, perhaps, or why are they seemingly kind, or things like that. And yeah, I think there's more nurture than nature, to answer that question. Let's see. Teresa says the Friesians are intensively trained, and horses going in and out regularly, with a few that stick around. Neighbors are doing some loud work right now. So sounds like, I don't know what it is. Sounds noisy. I think that if you just left horses to do their thing, if you had 100 acres or something, just let them do their thing, then I think in time they would sort of just all end up being somewhat the same. They would all, like if you put a, maybe if you put a Belgian draft in with a pile of Arabians, I think that the Belgian draft would become more active. If you put one Arabian in with a pile of Belgian drafts, for example, the Arabian would chill out. And that sort of is a bit of nurture as well, but sounds like an impact drill, to be honest. Beanie says, your daughter's so good with the horses, very confident and sweet. She is. She's amazing. She watches a lot. I don't tend to teach a heck of a lot to her. She sort of learns it through osmosis quite a bit. But each time I watch her, I see really nice qualities in her as a person. And then when she tries things that I guess she's watched, it looks even better. But thank you. Sam says, I love how your horses interact. Thanks. Me too. Spot says, I compared to Lena versus Gracie versus Yoka. They are all different breeds and also different how they interact. Yeah, that's the nature part, right? But if I show up in there and I say, everybody please pay attention to me, then you get the nurture part that kind of comes in. So it doesn't matter their breed, they pay attention. So it's a hard question, but it's a good one to think about. Chris said, it's not a sawzall. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, it's noisy. Like cutting metal, maybe? Yeah, kind of thing. But it definitely sounds like an impact wrench. Grace says, I love horses. I really want to have my own. But I won't allow myself because I want to have loads of money. Aw. Yeah, horses can be pricey. Spot says, watching each horse being individually introduced to Maya was incredible. That's good. Tanya says, you get back what you give with horses. Kindness breeds kindness. Yeah, well, yeah. If you give them reason to trust you, then you get trust, and it's a good thing. Alex says, I watch this channel every day. Thanks. And you love it. That's good. Emma is here. Hello, Emma. Says, I love how your horses are allowed to interact and the experiments. I try. Yeah, me too. It's the only way I learn is by trying things, and I have so much freedom here to do whatever I want because it's my place. I can make decisions and change things if I want to. There's many things that I've changed over time. Try stuff. Pamela says, I think it has to do with sex or gender. You can't put young stallions out with mares and babies. Too dangerous. Actually, more that they'll just get pregnant again, and most breeders don't want a whole pile of babies all the time. So it's highly controlled, if it's what you're talking, what I think it is you're talking about. So as such, they don't get to mix. No mixing, which is normal, because you don't want a whole pile of babies. Lucy's here from Germany. Hello. Profane Truth says, Graham is the equestrian Bob Ross. We love Bob Ross here. I take that as a humongous compliment, to be honest, because I think he is, or was, fantastic. Look, him walking off, like, you didn't make me walk off. I'm going to get a drink. I'm thirsty. Let's come and get a drink. So yeah, Bob Ross is fantastic. I find him very relaxing. So I would take that as a big compliment. So thank you. Much love from Germany, from I Soneschin. Chin. Sun is chin. I don't know. Thanks. Pamela says, is Little Miss leaving soon? Nope. She's here for at least till the end of May. And we'll find out more at the end of this month. Because I ask everybody to give a month's notice before leaving. And I haven't heard anything yet. So it looks good. She should be here for another month and a half, at least. But she's been here a while, and I don't expect her to stay much longer. We'll see. She's doing really well. I mean, she's riding now. You know, there's no problems that I really perceive. Just time. It's really, with horses, it's time, practice, practice, practice. Keep doing the same things over and over again all the time. Changing things a little bit here and there and just getting them used to all kinds of stuff. So that's what it really comes down to, is just spending time doing it. Technique she's got really well. She's such a smart little horse. Teresa says, I was watching one of the Frisian videos recently, and the vlogger sends the horses racing around the paddock like you do for exercise. Cool. Emma says, I'd love to see Little Miss in a harness pulling something. Well, you won't see it here. Appreciate how calm and peace are with you. Too many, I want to train too hard, too fast. Yeah, it's hard on horses, just like us, you know. I mean, there's a reason we take 12 years to get through. I mean, in this country, we take 12 years just to get through basic school. You know, can't cram everything in all at once. Strashnia says she misses Bob Ross. Yeah, me too. But all this stuff's on YouTube, so you can always watch it. Spot says, is Maya not at a point where she can be out with the whole herd? No, she isn't. I don't plan on doing it, so she never will. Barbara says, I think his son took over the painting show. That's not quite correct, I don't think. The Bob Ross empire has a very shifty past. And it was essentially, in my opinion, I don't know if we should get into this. Does anybody care? But the Bob Ross brand was stolen from the family. And it's a shame. So a total stranger is profiting off of somebody that Bob didn't even like in the end and didn't want. So anyways, let's leave that one alone. What do you think about Frisians? They're neat. I don't want one, but they're neat. He painted with oil, you paint with horses. That sounds nice. Moto Gem says, would you be willing to buy Little Miss? No, I would not. I have too many horses as it is. It already costs too much, and every day I think about whether or not, you know, what do I got to do to make enough money to afford them? But I wish, I mean, if money grew on trees or something like that, or if I had won the lottery or something, then yes. But horses cost money in food, vet, space. If I keep more of my own horses here, then I can't bring in more wildies to work with. And that's one of my goals here. So it's not just about that, but it's about being able to continue to teach and educate. So the more of these little wildies that go out to people who are going to care for them, the better. Otherwise they go to slaughter. So here comes Yoka. And yes, she's not for sale, says Martine. It's true. Not for sale. Well, a little bit of playtime happening. That's good. Yoka's pushing everybody around a little. So let's go, folks. It's time to exercise. Luca's been really lazy this morning, hasn't he? He hasn't done much at all. Now he has to. Luca says, get moving. Come on, everybody. Gail says she had a question earlier in chat. It was missed. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't see it, Gail. Sorry. If you repeated it, I'd answer it. Sam says, wish you could visit. Such a calming, relaxing place. Yeah, most of the time. Where's baby Gracie? She is in her paddock. Sandy's here. Hello, Sandy. How many horses do you have? There are 9 here currently. 6 of them are mine. Lorraine's here. Hello, Lorraine. The question has been asked. When will little Annie be put with the other horses? Not for a couple of weeks. Got to delouse her one more time. Locken 30 says, hi from Switzerland. I've been to Switzerland. Really nice place. Mainly just did snowboarding. Loved it. Orchid Grace here. Good morning. Will you eventually sell Mr. Wild and Annie? Teresa says. I hope so. Yeah. Not that I want to, but I don't have enough space to bring in anybody else if I don't start getting families to take them from here and continue their education. That's the goal. It's always been the goal. You know, a little piece of me goes with them, obviously. That's where it goes. Pamela says, I have much respect for your trading. So shows through how calm and relaxed they are. Thanks. Sandy's here from Ontario, Southern Ontario. Sheila says, one gets so much pleasure working with animals. It's true. Sandy says, why are the wildies considered pests? It's not any different than in the States. All the Mustangs. The cattle are more important. Best way to put it, I guess. The horses get in the way and they eat the food that the cattle should be eating. Wish I could find Gail's comment. Anybody know where that is? Anybody find that? Gail says I didn't answer a question. I don't recall it. I'm looking around, so if I get quiet, it's just because I'm looking through the chat. Whenever Gail gets back or I can answer her in a comment somewhere, I'll get to that comment for her. It's hard catching all these comments that come through. I try. Not always easy. Well, now Luke's going to play a little bit. That's good. I can't find a single thing from Gail. I've gone a long ways back. Nothing. Well, Gail, your question did not go through. Not that I can find. I know she's not here anymore, but maybe I'll have to tell her later. Couldn't find a single question in there from her. Let's see. What do we got? Lucy's here. Started watching videos a few months ago. Finds it fascinating. Well, that's wonderful. What's that? Lunar's mom says, yeah, I second the Bob Ross comment. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's getting hot enough now. I don't need a sweater anymore. Great. Teresa says, non-native feral animals. They can impact the environment plus conflicts with domestic cattle. Well, the horses are native. So that's actually the problem. That's what a lot of people are fighting, is that there's an impression that the horses are not native and they shouldn't be there. And so it's harder to get public support because of that. But the fact of the matter is they are native. So, and it's been shown, lots of science out there that say they've been here for a long time. But the cattle industry is heavily dependent on being able to use, here in Canada, called Crown land. And in the States, it's called federal land, for their free grazing, free food, right? Because they can't buy enough land. They have to use federal land or Crown land, which is Canadian public land, to feed their cattle. But they need to get rid of the horses. So they say that the horses aren't native. It's actually false. Marlene says, greetings from Germany. Hello, good morning. Are wildies not protected in Canada? They are in Alberta, but they're not in BC. So there's some efforts to get them protected and actually put them um, on the protection list. So put them in an endangered category because there's very few of them, relatively. Can you just round them up and sell them? Yeah. You could just round them up and sell them if they come onto your land. Say, this one's mine, and then sell it. Hellfires is here, says, ironically, your channel is one big serotonin. Well, thank goodness, with serotonin that Hellfires. Lovely, thank you. Joanna's here from Finland. Another person from Finland. Welcome. Love your channel. Annie melts your heart. That's good, me too. I wonder if some comments don't come through. Sam says it always comes down to money. 100%. Strashnia says we have a program for veterans and first responders so they can be with horses for healing. Oh yeah, that is a great idea. I know that if I ever feel bothered or something, I just hang out with the horses and I feel better, way better. Here it is. Peggy K says, do your horses ever get to be grazing in a green grass field? No, they don't. They don't. You know why? Because I live in the middle of a forest. Look around. It's forest. Forest. I am working on a little pasture at the back. There are reasons, and I've done a whole video on it. If you look it up, it's called Why Aren't My Horses on Big Green Pastures? Because that's the exact question I get. Big green grass fields or big green grass pastures. So hopefully that'll answer your question when you watch that. Okay. Jax says, hello Jax. Why will Maya not be put with the herd? Because she's too dangerous. And it's not worth it. She won't be here for long enough. She gets put with some horses though. She just doesn't get all of them. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to her owner. It's not worth it to the other horses owners that are here. All right. So, what can we do to help change the perception for these animals? Well, we can stop saying that they're not native. We can encourage people to understand that these horses absolutely belong, and to eradicate them is not the answer. Look at Roni and Lena go together. They look so good. Matched feet and everything. Whew, perfect. Perfect dance. You see, when we talk about the dance with the horses, the groundwork, that is it right there. That is the example. Mr. Wild and Yoke are very friendly today. It's nice. You know, people write books, they do videos. In my opinion, what I want to do is just continue to make videos of horses that are really attractive to be around. Fast learners, always succeeding, because they seem to always be succeeding. It's amazing. And with any luck, that'll be inspiring. And then from there, people will become interested and they'll want to learn more. You know, they're not pests. I mean, they are to the cattle industry. I get that, because they want their free food. Who wouldn't? But there's so many studies about how horses that are out there, just like they kind of claim that cattle do, they keep some of the brush down so that there's less wildfires. They introduce more to the environment rather than take away. Having variety in the environment is a good thing. Killing off a species is just a terrible idea. You know, only those that desperately need to profit would make such a proclamation. We need to almost eradicate a species so we can make money. What in the? How does that make any sense? So, there you go. That's my spiel. Vicky's in Switzerland. Is this all the horses except for the 2 new ones? No, Gracie's not in yet. I might go get her. Yeah, I'm gonna go get her. I'm gonna put you guys on pause for a second for comment answering. Let's go wide. Let's go put Gracie. She causes any trouble though. Well, that'll be that. But yeah, there she goes. Okay, everybody that loves Gracie, there she is. Nobody cares. Luke says, I don't care. Roni and Lena off to the right, don't care. Mr. Wild and Yoka don't care, and Little Miss is like, you better not kick me in the bum again. Gracie's gonna have a roll. Let's just wait till she finds a spot to hang out at. I expect her to get up and run around like a crazy girl that she is. Yep. Why? Anyhow, so there's everybody. So there you go, Vicky. Thanks for the reminder that not everybody's in. Yes, so except for Maya and baby Annie, that's everybody. Sparky Bacon says, yeah, the Alberta wildies are protected. That's good. Yeah, will BC do it? No, the government doesn't want to. That's the problem. The British Columbian government, the provincial government, says we don't care. And that's that. Orchid Grace says, I absolutely love this channel. It's so serene. Thank you. Emma says, can you recommend a charity that from outside the U.S. can donate for the wildlings? No, I don't know. The only... It's hard. No, there's... I mean, the lady that I get my horses from now is trying to... What is this guy doing? Is trying really hard to get awareness out there, and I told her that I would do some work with her as well. So I guess in a way, her and I have almost become... We're not the... She's more the forefront, and I'm just trying to help out by making more awareness through videos, education, training, quality of life, horse husbandry, and all those things. So hopefully this channel will be able to kind of push the agenda a little bit more in that regard. She does know some other people that are involved, and she said she'd introduce me, so I'm hoping to do some interviews hopefully one day. We'll see what happens. Gracie wants to do some co-grooming with Lena, but Roni's in the way. I don't know if she's going to get in there without pushing him off. So she just runs around shaking her head all over the place, eating weeds. So I can't recommend a charity. You could maybe help out Camby over at Born Free Equine on Facebook. So she's great to help. She's the go-between when the horses get rounded up and then all the public. So to have people more aware of her and what she's doing is a really great thing. And then, yeah, the more power she has, the better. And then I'm just going to try to, you know, help out as best as I can. And this is one of the ways. Collect them here as much as possible and get them out there into the public. So. Sparky Bacon says, if you have your chat set to top chat, I don't have that option. I'm on the producer side, so I see all the messages. I still couldn't find Gail's. Sorry, Gail, I know you're not around. Mia Moonshine is here. Hello. Teresa says, well, cattle are not native. So that could be a counter argument. Yeah, well, I guess. I don't know, a cow's not native? Where do cows come from? I have no idea. Sandy says, the wild horses have as much rights to graze as cattle, if not more. Yeah, absolutely. Um, you know, the argument about feral horses or wild horses, whether it's in the States with the BLM, and actually somebody brought up something really interesting in the comments on in fighting the BLM was a lady named Mustang Annie. You guys should look her up if you're curious to learn more about that stuff. Mustang Annie was a huge proponent for saving the Mustangs, and we happen to call our little Annie here Annie. And they're like, oh, that's actually really accurate because there's Mustang, and I was like, oh, you're right. Yeah, so it was good. Anyhow, yeah, cattle industry is $1 billion industry. 100 years ago, they hung horse thieves, did they? The Knights of the Grail in Central Texas. If you want some of the program. Which program is that? What are we talking about? Oh, Mr. Wild finally got chased off. Just wasn't cutting it. With Yoka bored, she's going to get moving up into everybody else and sort some stuff out. She's fun, eh? She's a fun little thing. What is she doing? She's coming. Chomp. Oh, somebody put something about horse rescue. Oh, what was that comment? Sorry, I missed that. I flipped right by it and I meant to get back to it. But the horse rescue, I subscribe to that channel as well. And I agree, some people do some pretty bad things to horses. It's a real disappointment. So, Lindy Lou's here. Good morning. Just finished watching me doze with Little Miss. I almost fell asleep. When I turned off the camera, we stayed there for another half hour. It was crazy. It was a great hour of my day. Vicky says, I know Yoka's not your cutie, so do you have to confer with her owner, Yoka's a girl, whether or not she's allowed to be in the arena? No, I don't. She just goes. And that's that. Hellfire says, I have a soft spot for Mr. Wild. Me too. He is a heart melter for sure. Grace had pony camp in the last 3 days. Caught a runaway horse. That's cool. Oh. Yoko wants the attention, but not the way it's being given. So she's got to do some kicking. Did I get a vet check for Gracie's ears? I did ask him about it. He says there's nothing to worry about. It's probably just waxy. Keep scratching. Ari NL is here, relaxing and watching. It's 8:30 p.m. Thanks. What a cutie horse, isn't she? Look at her. Knights of the Grail is oh, right, that's what you're talking about. Knights of the Grail is a non-profit charity for vets and first responders. That's great. That's a really good thing to do. I couldn't recommend that kind of stuff enough. Horses are 100% great therapy. As they say, horses, the outside of horses is good for the inside of people. She's going to get a drink of water. She says, oh, this is where the water bucket is. Yoka's moving in. I have to move it though. It's not a very good location for it. Cows probably came out of Africa. Huh. Gracie wants a little more water, but Yoko's like, nah, you're good. What a goofy. This is my resting spot. I shall rest. Kim says, where's Maya? Maya's eating. Is Gracie an Arabian? Says Shelly. Yes, she's an Arabian. 100% total pain in the butt Arabian. And thirsty. She's a thirsty Arabian. Mr. Wild's trying to sort out the herd a little bit at a time. He's really growing mentally, physically, emotionally. He's fantastic. A lot of fun. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. No one guarding the water? No, no one's guarding the water. Well, my coffee is complete, I think. Maybe a tiny bit. It's time to get on with things around this joint. Lindy Lou says, if I lived in Canada, I'd be coming to volunteer. Cool. Sam says you should put up tents. You know, it's been suggested quite a few times that I make like a little bed and breakfast kind of thing, but make a couple of little cabins here or something, right? And then people could just stay for a couple of nights or something like that and wake up and walk around and say hi to the horses. It's an interesting idea. Sparky's out. Bye, Sparky. I'm going to roll out pretty soon, too. Shelly says, have a lovely day. Thank you. Rose is here from Arizona. I missed the beginning. Happy to see it. Channel relaxes me. And yes, you spelled my name correctly. Thanks. Well, that's good. Yeah, I get a lot of people saying it feels very relaxing and comforting. It's perfect. It's what we want. It's what we want out of horses. Put a caught in with Mr. Wild. I don't know. I wouldn't do that, but hello, Sue. Grace has got to go. Bye, Grace. Yes, I should probably wander off myself. Lots of chores to do, training to do, trimming to do. Actually, today's a bit of a trimming day. I got to trim 3. Did 3 yesterday. Do 3 today. Did Roni, Yoka, Little Miss yesterday. Today is going to be Luke, Gracie, and Lena. Actually, I gotta do Mr. Wild more than I have to do. I don't know, maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll do 4. Lindy Lou says you got the results back. Yes, got the results back. There's a video coming out just a little later, but the results are good. The result was negative, which is positive, which is a good thing. But I cover a little bit of that information and then a follow-up of the deworming as well. So it's a short one, but interesting, I think. But I'm not going to leave anybody in a cliffhanger. Annie's results are great. She has got a clean bill of health, and yeah. Profane Truth says the horses don't break out because they like it here. I don't know about that. If I opened up the fence, they'd leave. So they'd wander off. Look at all the green grass over my neighbor's yard. Every time they get out there, though, he would. Yeah. It's actually it's the first time he's saying that, and I think about it. Because a week ago he passed away. So, anyways, he would laugh. I'd always have to fill in all the holes that the horses made, fix the lawn a little bit. Anyhow, all right, I'm gonna get going, you guys. Thanks for being here, and it's actually really excellent to be able to answer a whole pile of questions. And I appreciate that you guys are here. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you one a little bit later today. I'll put out about Little Miss, their vet follow-up. So that's it. Have a great day, everybody. And I will see you next time.